action, you want to have some fun right now, watch that 32B car as he makes his way from the back, see how far forward he can get in the next 10 laps.
Well, let's watch him right now because he's sitting up here. He's telling Tony, hey, hello,
right underneath the back bumper. Hello. Hey, I'm right here, buddy. Thank you for Clay Daly not happy with Tony Toast. Puts a bumper.
That's just a little bit of discussion, nothing serious.
I believe I heard the announcers before us. Of course, you have Brian Smith and the man himself sit there and talk about. I believe there's a barbecue afterwards, and I believe somebody is bringing either chicken or
potato salad.
I'll tell you exactly what that one was. Clay went up to him and said, "Hey, you said you were Brian in the first round."
No, I'll tell you what that was. I'll tell you what that was. That was not an invitation to go anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was. I could tell you where it was an invitation to go. So,
yeah.
It was absolutely nuts.
Brian, your thoughts?
Oh, I mean, I think he's bringing the punch is what he's bringing.
You're not kidding right there.
He's going to bring a punch.
Yeah, he's going to bring a punch.
It's going to punch something.
I think he's a little aggravated right now. He's showing his frustration out on the backside of that 91T.
But what do we always say? You don't poke the bear.
No.
Now you just put the bear in the back.
Is that what happened to him?
And
well, here's the thing, though. Is he going to the back, or is he going to be the last car in the lead lap?
Well, he should be the last car on the lead lap, technically.
Well, that's what I want to know. How do you guys do it here, Brian? Will he go to the back of the pack, or will he be the last car in the lead lap?
For doing what he just did?
For spinning out.
Well, for the spin out.
Spinning out, he's going to go to the back of the last car in the tail field.
He's going to go to the tail of the field. Okay.
And there he is.
Clay Daly now definitely upset with the officials. Talking to the officials out of turn number 4, saying, hey, man, I was a victim of circumstance coming in to turn number 4. I should have my spot back. Tony Toast should go to the very back. I'll tell you what, right now, Clay Daly is not going to be a happy man with 10 laps to go.
Not going to win that argument either.
No,
and he lost that argument at the Clear Cup, too.
Yeah, with something like that, you're not going to win. Because the officials have a whole different view of what happened on
Absolutely.
the track.
You're right,
without
Brian
a doubt. They always look at it from, that clear
spot.
So
before you take the headset off, Brian, real quick, from what you've seen, we know we're 20 laps down, 10 to go. Make your call. Who's going to pull this off?
Who's going to pull this off? I mean, look who's in the front.
that's everybody else went with him.
The battle right now is right there in the front with that 11X of Steve Drake and Bobby Hogue.
That's the thing. I did a lot of research. We know that Drake's won pretty much everything there's been to win in the late models here this year.
He's won almost every race.
I went with the odds after Josh said, you know what? Nobody's got anything for Hogue, or Hogue's not going to win it in the modified.
I've seen Hogue win on the last lap with the best move you'll ever see at a racetrack.
Well, Josh went against him in the modified, and he jumped right back on the Hogue bandwagon here for the feature because I think he had a little talking to down there in Victory Lane.
I'm telling you right now, I do believe that there's a Hogue vendetta here, and I caught half of it. While I was walking down, they were sitting there. But I'll tell you what. I'm still going with that 30 of Jeremy Shank.
I don't know, man. At this point, I'd have to say that 2 car has just been the guy.
Well, you got
the thing that you're the thing you're witnessing right now with Bobby Hogue. It's respect. He's earned it at this track. Everybody respects him because he can do what he does.
You call it respect. I'll call it speed. He's BA fast right now.
Oh, yeah. But I'm talking fan-wise.
All right.
They respect his ability.
We're going to go back to racing. We're going to settle this here in the next 10 laps. Your leader is Bobby Hogue, Steve Drake, Jeremy Shank, Tony Toast.
Green flag is out. We're coming out.
Sanders is your 5th place car. Here comes Bryson James. Bryson James looking to move into the top 5 as he sneaks under the 10 into the Sandman. He's going to go side by side with the matter 2. Look at the battle with the top 3 cars on the backstretch.
I told you, Jeremy Shank, he is sitting there battling with the 11 on the bottom. He has a forward drive. They're going to run side by side at the line. Give it to Jeremy Shank, still back into 3rd. The 11X of Drake. He still takes over. Hogue way up high. That gives the 2nd and 3rd place a little bit of advantage trying to catch back up. 8 laps to go, Mike.
Here we go.
Right now, and look, we got Tony Toast in 4th spot. He's just sitting there trying to fill. Looks like he's got an issue. He might have a toe issue on the right front. That thing is all sorts of squirrely.
That car was hopping around. Yeah, absolutely. Look at that battle for 2nd, though. But Shank and Drake, these guys are just... Shank has committed himself to the bottom. Those Swartz cars are the best you're going to see in a dry slick in the low groove.
Tony Toast now up to 4th. He is now run to the bottom. Also, Shank down to the bottom, but Drake all the way to the top. He is going to sit there and try to follow the same path as the 2 of Bobby Hogue.
Well, you got Hogue working the high side, Drake working the high side, Jeremy Shank down in the gutter, and the 2 cars behind him.
Tony Toast now running the gutter right behind Jeremy
And
Shank.
Sandman right back to the high side. Sanders in the 10 in.
Bryson James almost collected the wall out of turn number 1. He is on a huge drive. He is battling for the top 5 spot.
Looking to sneak into the top 5, but the top 5 now starting to drive away from the field. That kid's got his hands full. Daly starting to move. Look at that.
Daly definitely on the bottom, has that forward drive.
Back into the top 10.
Putting that left front on that cushion down there, having that left rear also. Man, never getting off the bars.
26 laps down that time around. 26 down, 4 to go for your leader, Hogue. And they are right back at the back of the field. We may settle this last couple of laps in lap traffic. It's not over yet, buddy.
Not by a long shot. It might come down to who can get through this traffic once again. And we already know that they had a tough time the last time they got up to traffic. So it's going to be very interesting with Bobby Hogue going on the high side. Once again through 1 and 2 on the backstretch. Shank tried to look to the low side of Drake. Drake was able to pull away.
Drake now way up on the high side, throwing the dust up into the grandstands. Look at that, right rear above the cushion. He is using every inch of the racetrack to try to find some traction. Now Bobby Hogue stuck behind lap traffic into turn 3. He's going to get boxed in. Look at that big move by Hogue as he slide jobs. The 51 of Mullen puts a couple of cars between him and Jeremy Shank takes over the second spot. Jeremy Shank gets by the 11 of Drake on the bottom of the racetrack. Drake working the high side through turns 1 and 2. Jeremy Shank holding down the number 2 spot. Down the backstretch into turn 3, your winner will be the number 2 of Bobby Hogue. The finish for second coming to the stripe at a turn 4. Jeremy Shank, Steve Drake for third, Tony Toast, Rob Sanders. Then it's Bryson James, Bartels, Crockett, Daly, Childress, Dotson, Bartels, and then it'll be Wise. Man, what a finish there in the last couple of laps. The race for second was absolutely phenomenal. That will conclude tonight's program for your late models here on Spreaker Radio with Moxie Media. We're going to turn it back over to Smith and Soley.